So this is my vlog on pre-production as a whole. So as I came in to pre-production, like starting the whole project, I was actually quite scared. Even though we had open, we could do whatever we want as long as it fitted the brief. But I was pretty scared and I found it kind of overwhelming because I had so much to choose from and I didn't really know where I wanted to go with it. So that kind of made me worried, and there was like a lot of information going around and like it was all quite just overwhelming. But at the same time it was excited because I had free range to do what I want, and no one, like, I just had free range of what I wanted to do and that was it. So in a way it was kind of good, but it was scary at the same time because I had like not very much guidance of what I should do. Like, so that was scary, but I had to do research into different types of genres, so like documentary, short film, a music video, and then a topic, so like a theme or something, and then a storyline for it. So that was like the first kind of stuff that I did. So this included a lot of mind mapping and mood boards, so that I could kind of decide on what I wanted to do as like a whole, because time's ticking on, we don't have that much time to do this all. But along with mind mapping and mood boarding and doing lots of research, I had discussions with my friends and my tutors, like discussing of what their thoughts of my ideas that I'd come up with so far and what they think. So I found that really helpful. But I decided in the second week that I definitely wanted to do a music video. So before this I had done a lot of research into all types of videos, like documentaries, like just mind mapping everything, and then looking into a bit more detail what they consist of and if it's for me. And I came to the conclusion that I wanted to do a music video, so then I went and did lots of research on music videos and types and styles, and basically that's that. So this is for the more middle section, like whilst I'm doing it, adding information so that I could develop my idea and make it more unique, and so hopefully I'd be able to make it better executed and more technical. So some of the first things that I did was find a location. So I actually decided on 2 locations. One was a church and the other was like a woodland area where they had lots of stone features, because I thought it would be kind of cinematic. Neither of them were too far away and I was able to get access from both, but for the church I did have to go and make sure that I could have permission to use it for my video, because I didn't know if it would be okay, but turned out I was okay. So then I started with production paperwork. So the majority of my production paperwork was call sheets, risk assessment, location recce's and schedules. So once I chose the locations, I then went there and I took pictures so that I'd be able to like look back, and I then did risk assessments and location recce's. And then once I did that, I then went on to storyboarding because I knew the locations and I knew like the kind of layout, so it wasn't too bad. So I did that, and then once I started storyboarding, I then, at the same time, I was kind of doing a bit of music production. So I decided that I wanted to remix a few songs to make my own song instead of just taking a whole song from someone. I decided to mix it together to make it kind of more unique and more fitted to my video. So originally I mixed loads of different songs together, and to be fair, that soundtrack sounded pretty good for someone like me to create, and not really knowing what I did. It was the first time using the software. I used Adobe Audition, but it was the first time I'd used it, and for only a few hours working on it I managed to create something that I thought was good. But later on we did have a problem with this. But once I started storyboarding, I decided I wanted to go into quite a lot of detail and make them well explained and informative, so when it came to filming, because it would be quite a while from this day, like of starting storyboards, so I knew what was happening, I wouldn't forget. And to be honest, I did get quite distracted when I was doing my storyboards, and I lost a lot of motivation because it was just never ending and I found it hard coming up with shots that I wanted to get. because I haven't really done much of this before. But yeah, doing storyboards kind of helped me to know how I wanted it to look and how I wanted it to sound. So it kind of made me excited because I knew what I wanted to create, but then it's just like I'm worried about it and like my nerves are kicking in because filming is very soon and I don't know if it's going to go well, because I don't know if I'll be able to execute it well, if it's going to go to plan, stuff like that. But during pre-production I also went out and did some test footage so I could try out some different effects that I knew I wanted to include in my video to add to my practical skills, so like the clone effect. And yeah, I tried that out and it worked really well, so then I was just like, I know I can do this. And then during the end of pre-production I was making equipment lists and doing my call sheets because I had to come up with a schedule, and I managed to fit it in with my actors and my crew, which was quite challenging because everyone's got their own lives. I had a very limited time of when we could film during, because the actor who I got, she goes to school, so I can't use her during weekdays. I can only use her during holidays or weekends, which was quite limiting. And then obviously going to work, it all takes time out of the day. But once I eventually came up with a schedule, I could do call sheets, and then I went on to make an equipment list. So I then originally made a list of all the equipment that I wanted to get out. However, I couldn't get some of the equipment out due to such high demand, so I had to cut back on the camera that I got. I couldn't use one of the like top or high end cameras. I had to use one of the more basic ones, and I also couldn't get a lens or a shoulder mount, so it didn't look as good and the footage was kind of shaky. But once I did all that, I then went on to buying props and costumes for production. So I bought some candles, I bought a glass ball and a prism and a costume, and it came up to £25 in total, roughly. So it was a pretty low budget film. However, I did have to put some of my own money into it, but it wasn't too bad in the end. But it was kind of stressful because I was making sure everything was done, all my pre-production work, so that I was ready to go out filming. But it wasn't too bad in the end. But arranging dates was very challenging, but managed to come up with one, so it's all good. But now I'm feeling kind of relieved that it's over and I can go on to filming, which is exciting, but at the same time it's scary because you don't know how the weather's going to turn out, if the actor's going to be cooperative. But overall it's exciting. But yeah, that is my vlog for pre-production.